Our theme this year is Reach Within to Embrace Humanity, and with today's invocation, fill this year.
Students, club members, and guests, you all are dedicated to serve this community in your own way. Here's the checklist for success the next year. Extend support in time of turmoil. Enjoy giving more than receiving. Feel good about helping someone in need. Shake a hand with a bond of friendship. Give a smile and a pat in the back for a job well done. Recognize and praise extra effort. Seniors, share your knowledge with them as mentors. That's that group over here. The table gets smaller all the time. Last but not least, treat those others as you'd like to be treated. If we all adopt these thoughts and give action to it, what a wonderful year the world will have. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a couple members with guests today. Joyen Gobi has a guest. Well, Joy's not here, but I would like to welcome her husband Gideon. And Millie Babcock has a guest.
Thank you, President Heather. I'm very pleased to introduce my guest once again, Joan Deneen. And Joan is back from seminars out of state, so she plans to join us on a regular basis. Please welcome Joan Deneen.
Please welcome our exchange student from Taiwan, Dan Wu. And our students of the month, Nick Gilbertson has a student.
Alexandra Rail. She is a senior at Parker, and she will be giving her speech in 2 weeks.
John McCauley.
Yeah, please welcome Derek Masters. He is a senior at Craig High School, and he will give his speech on the 24th.
Russ French.
Well, I'm standing in for Russ today. Katie Beester from Parker spoke last week. She'll be at the Bliss Print facility next week. I won't be there, so if any of you, welcome her, who are there touring that facility.
And Bruce Ginsel.
I'm standing in for Bruce just to invite or welcome Katie Dell. And Katie is a senior this year at Craig High School.
Steve Vicenzi has a guest, our student.
I have two students. I'll do one of them at a time. Rachel Shambo and her parents. You would stand. Judy and Rich. Rachel is a senior at Milton High School, and she's going to speak for us right now.
Hello, my name is Rachel Shambo. I am a senior at Milton High School. My parents are Richard Shambo. He is a veterinarian. And my mother is Judy Shambo, and she is the county executive officer, director, there we go. I'm county director for the FSA program here in Rock County. I am active in many parts of my school and outside of school. Academically, I have achieved high honors all throughout high school. I have my academic letter and my first bar. Organizations that I am a part of, I am a part of 4-H is the main thing that I do. I've been a member of Consolidated 4-H for 11 years. I've always been participating as an officer. I also do things on the county level. I'm a county vice president this year. I've also attended many national conferences, and I will be attending 4-H Congress this fall in November. so I'm very excited for that. I'm also a member of the Milton High School Marching Band. I'm the percussion section leader this year, and we have attended numerous marching competitions, which is a new thing that Milton is taking on. So we just attended Fort, and we will be going to state this weekend, so I'm very excited for that. Also, I am a member of FBLA as its secretary, FFA, Key Club, and many other organizations throughout school. In my free time, we have a flock of show sheep. We raise Suffolks and Cheviots, and we assist my grandpa with his tunis. And we show our sheep nationally. We take them down to NALI, which is the North American International Livestock Exposition that is in Kentucky. That will be in November. So that is one of the big national shows we attend. We also take them around the country. We go to Laramie, Wyoming, and I also went to Delaware this summer. I'm a member of many organizations within the sheep industry. I am a director for the UJSSA, which is the United Junior Sheep Suffolk Association, and I'm also a member of many registries and breeder associations of the 3 breeds that I listed, which are the Tunis, the Cheviots, and the Suffolks. So sheep really are a very big part of my life. And in my future, I plan to attend Wyoming, which is University of Wyoming Laramie. I'm already accepted. I'm really excited for that. So I plan to do my undergraduate there for 4 years and earn my bachelor's degree in zoology. And then I plan to attend UW-Madison to earn my DVM. And then I will either from there enter the workforce as a wildlife research, or I will continue and get a PhD, depending on what works best at the time. So thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it.
I also have Tyler Wagner and his mother Lori. Tyler's father Steve couldn't make it today, he's working. Tyler is also a senior at Milton High School, and he will also tell us a little about himself.
Well, hello, I'm Tyler Wagner. I'm not sure if I'm quite as rehearsed as quite the impressive resume I have. Well, anyways, got a little cheat sheet here. I'm Tyler Wagner, and my mother, which was already announced, is the lovely Lori Wagner. She works as a food chemist at Carey Ingredients in Beloit, and my dad, who could not be here, is busy working at Dairyland Seed as a plant botanist or biologist. I'm not sure really what you'd call it. I think he's a glorified farmer, but he does not. There's a lot of science involved. But I guess I could start listing off I do also have my academic bar and academic letter. I have been on high honors for quite a long time, ever since 7th grade, I think. I'm currently pretty involved in a musical, Anything Goes, that is going to be performed at Milton High School the 4th, 5th, and 6th of November, if you want to attend. It's going to be a fun time. I'm also quite involved in show choir at Milton High School, Correlation. We travel all over the place. Last year we did like 5 competitions, and we did really well at all of them, so that's pretty exciting. I work at the Piggly Wiggly, so sorry any Woodsman's fans, but I am pretty faithful to my grocery store. I work in front end as a cashier, so that it keeps me quite busy, along with my large academic list of activities and homework that I have to do after school. So if I seem tired, I am sorry, and we had homecoming last week, so that tuckered everybody out. I'm not sure really if I have any more big lists to go down like Rachel did, so I would just like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for having me, and for having both of us actually, and giving us this honor, because it really does make us feel like we're getting noticed for all the hard work that we put in. So thank you.
And now to follow that up, Dee Smith's going to give a red badge talk.
It might be a little less than that. Hi, I'm Dee Smith. I am a Janesville native. Grew up here, went to Janesville Craig. I went to UW-Madison and majored in mechanical engineering. And then got hired into General Motors and got to work with Maury. I actually worked for him. Worked there for 18 years. Unfortunately, it closed. And I was fortunate enough to find other employment, which at this time can be pretty hard. And I work at Alliant Energy as a supply chain manager. I am married, have 2 kids, one in high school, one in 5th grade, and they keep me pretty busy. That's it.
Is Kelly Cameron here or around? Oh, Kelly, you have an announcement?
Did anyone get a chance to stroll through the gardens yet in the last week or so? If you haven't, I hope you get a chance to take a stroll before you leave today, because things are looking just absolutely beautiful with those fall colors. And on your tables, there is a list of all of the new Rotarians who are friends of the gardens. And when you're a friend of the gardens, that means you get free admission to the gardens year-round. So that's just one of the many advantages, along with special discounts to our friends, pre-sales at our plant sale, discounts at the gift shop, discounts at places around town like Culver's. So lots of different advantages. And if your name is not on that list and you're interested in becoming a friend of the gardens, Amanda Moka, our development coordinator, will be out in the atrium today from 12:30 until 1. So as you're leaving, you can renew or you can join. And also as we approach the holiday season, our friend memberships are great gifts. We talk about we don't always need something more. We don't need more stuff. And so a membership, whether it be an individual one or for a family to come to the gardens, is a great gift for birthdays and the holidays. So I hope you take advantage of that. And if you have any questions, just please let me know. And I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. Harris Thatcher has an announcement.
Raise your hand if you're coming here next week. Please don't. Vocational day is next week. So this is the final announcement, and I do need sign-ups today. I have a sign-up sheet back by the badges, or you can email me it tomorrow. But we do have to cut it off because we have to order meals. Now, a few announcements regarding the places we go to. First of all, Dan White informed me, don't let them go downtown to the Gazette office downtown. It's the one out on Wuthering Hills where they publish the paper. Number 2, if you're going to Evansville to Soderbach and Associates, he has a map how to get there in Evansville, so you might want to pick up the map if you're planning to go there. And let's see, St. Mary's. We don't think the road is open yet, so you have to go by the Simon Fleet and enter the construction entrance. But if it's open, great. But I may contact them to see if they can open it. But otherwise, go through the construction entrance. Let's see, where else? Cervantes, Steve's place is out on Milton Avenue towards Milton. And let's see, Mercy Hospital can still take more sign-ups. And I assume they're ready for 1000 Mineral Point Avenue main location. So, are there any questions? Yes? Steve.
I'm asking McCormick Drive.
McCormick Drive, yes. Anybody need to know where that is? Okay.
Just off the building.
Just off the building. Unless there's further questions, please sign up today if you can. I know several of our newer members are not signed up yet, and I think they've been gone, so this is the time to do it.
Dave Manson has an announcement.
On your tables today, you'll find the beginning of sign up for Rotary Fest. Greg came to me today and said, are you still accepting cards and fine jewelry? I said, we definitely are. Or was it a frying pan and a bike? I can't remember. But anyway, take time to sign up. We would appreciate that. We also have a sign up at the bottom if you want to be a volunteer. There's a lot of ways to engage and become a part of this event. It is a huge part of our fundraising effort, so hopefully you will be able to engage in that. It's December 5th. Be sure and circle your calendar and plan to attend. And I'm going to let Steve talk a little bit about the 50-50 raffle that we're going to do, which we're going to do very different this year. How many people have been to the event? Just raise your hand if you've been to the event. This year we really would like as many Rotarians there as possible. It's an important event for our club, and we'd like you to come out and support it. Thanks. Go ahead, Steve.
Thanks, Dave. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle this year. We're going to do things a little bit different. The auctions, our Rotary Fest starts at 6 and goes to approximately 9 or 10. What we're going to do is we're going to have a drawing every hour for a prize. And your tickets will still roll over to the very end when we have the big 50-50 raffle at the end. The next couple of weeks, I'll be selling 50-50 tickets here. Anybody who wants to sell them, I can give you a bunch of them. You can go and sell them to all your friends, family, whatever you like. But we're currently soliciting prizes to give away, so keep everybody enthusiastic about the whole thing. Is give prizes away every hour leading up to the main 50-50.
Thank you. Today there will be a Camp Rotary meeting after today's meeting. And November 12th and 13th, there's going to be cleanup out at the camp, mainly raking. But if you can come out on the 12th and 13th of November, we'd really appreciate the help. We received a few thank yous that I just wanted to read the names off of. One of the UROC scholarship that we give went to Kristen Jaco. She really appreciated it. She's in the nursing program and looks forward to seeing you at the scholarship luncheon. We do intend to include those scholarship recipients of UROC and Blackhawk Tech in our normal scholarship award ceremony this year. Also, thank yous from Abigail Martin, Sam Kluchuk, and Derek Masters. That were all thank yous for making the grade. On your tables, the polio, Packer Party for Polio, there's flyers on your tables. It's November 14th, $10 in advance, $15 at the door. John Wickham was hitting me up for the Packer Pool. What that is right now you're just signing a name on a square. Those numbers on the squares mean nothing. When the whole pool is full, there will be 100 squares. It's $1,000. It will be random. I have like a thing on my computer. I just push a button and it randomly generates the numbers along the top and the bottom. So you'll get two numbers, a Packer number and a Viking number. So let's say your Packer number is 7 and your Viking number is 3. At the end of first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, you want it to be something like Packers 27, Vikings 3, or Packers 17, Vikings 3. So that the 7 and the 3 means you win. So that's how that poll will work. Once we've got it all filled, I'll run those numbers and then you can get the numbers that belong to you. We are also looking for $100 sponsors. There's, on the back of this, you see we've got a few sponsors already listed, and your name here can be on there. We have, what we're going to do is if you donate $100 to polio, it goes towards your Paul Harris Fellow. You will get credit with RI. And we are also going to be matching points for your recognition. There are several of you in here who haven't quite matched your Paul Harris yet, but are pretty close. So if you donate $100, we will also match that with $100 or 100 recognition points, giving you $200 closer to your Paul Harris. So think about taking that opportunity to get those matching points and become a Paul Harris Fellow. And let me know as soon as possible because I'd like to get this flyer finished with everybody's sponsor names on there. We will bill you for the Packer Pool, the sponsorships, and sign-ups for the night. There's 3 sign-up sheets. One's in this row, one's at that table back there if you can route it forward, and one's at that table if you can route it forward. Put your name, how many you're attending. If you want a table of 6 or more, put down that you want a table of 6 or more. And if you want to be a sponsor, put down that you want a sponsor. I'll bill everybody for all of that before the event. I think that's it. And with today's raffle, Dave Warren.
We got $22 in the pot today, and I'm going to ask my new friend, the visiting Rotarian from Minnesota that hasn't been introduced yet, to draw the number. All right, for $22, the number is 63146. Dan White. There you go, $22. Okay, Dan's going to donate this to the Rotary Gardens. We have $121 in the Joker pot. And it's not, it's the 8 of clubs. Congratulations.
And now with today's speaker, Michelle Matthews.
In the interest of time, I'm going to make it very brief so that Florian has some time to speak today because she's got a great presentation for us and a great story. So before I move on to that, I just wanted to let you know as I was leaving the office today, my phone was ringing with a very strange number. It was a number from Denmark, and it was Katja calling to say hello before I came to the meeting. I wanted to make sure I told everybody hello. I think she misses us very much. So but she's doing well, going to school. Her grades are good. She gave me the whole synopsis like I was her YEO still. So that's today's speaker, as Dave did reference, is a fellow Rotarian from Minnesota. And one of our other members, Joy Nagobi, actually had referred her back several months ago to come speak to us in regards to a project that she heads up as an orphanage in Rwanda. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Florian Brown.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As they said, let me pull up my computer so I can move fast. Well, while she's setting up, as they said, my name is Florian Brown, and I am from Minneapolis University Rotary Club, because there's Minneapolis Rotary Club and there's Minneapolis University. The Minneapolis Club is the big one. It's club number 9. I'm from the smaller group. We're about 30 members, so we used to be 40, but as you know, many clubs are shrinking because of the economy, unfortunately. But we're a great club, and we get involved in a lot of international projects, despite the small size of our group. So I'm very happy to be here, and thank you for welcoming me. It's a pleasure to be among you and having to travel from Minneapolis all the way to here. And the weather is wonderful, so I am happy about that. Just a little more information about myself. I have to set up my my presentation, if you would give me a quick second. So I'll give you a little background about myself. I am originally from Rwanda. I was born in Burundi, grew up in Rwanda, and I've been in the U.S. For 23 years now. It's a great pleasure to be here. Many people ask me what brought you to the U.S. and the whole places I started in River Falls, Wisconsin, in a very small town. Came because of marriage. I married an American and came to the U.S. And I have a 23-year-old son who just graduated from Williams, and a 20-year-old daughter who is at Madison University, and that's where I spent the night last night, actually. So it was a great pleasure to see her. I will tell you that as I was growing up, I had a dream to start an orphanage, and it started when I was 8 years old. And many people would wonder, why would an 8-year-old want to start an orphanage? I lived a life of pretty much as an orphan myself, even though I had parents. I was raised by my father, who had several wives, and the woman who raised me was not my biological mother. She was my father's legal wife, and I never got to meet my mother until I was 18. And my father, being a wealthy man in Africa, a lot of men, when they have money, they have mistresses and they have concubines, and they have children all over the place, and that was my situation, my father's situation. And I was, my father was always gone, and we were raised by this woman who was raising children who were not her own. So there was always tension in the family because children were from different mothers, and she would treat her own children differently than the other children. And because she raised me since I was 1 year old, I always thought she was my mother, and she treated me like her own. But I came to realize that she was not my mother when I turned 8, when there was going to be a fight at home, and the children who were not her children and her own children were going to fight. And of course, I went on her side. When the fight did not break out, my full sisters took me aside and told me that the woman I was going to fight for was not my mother. And I was heartbroken. And I felt, you know, the relationship between her and I changed. And I started feeling like an orphan. My father was always gone. This woman started abusing me the way she was abusing other children. And I came to understand what she was doing when I was growing up. She was using me to tell on the other children, then she would abuse them. And I didn't know until that time. And then when I stopped telling on other children, then she started abusing me. And that time, that's when I felt like an orphan. I felt like no child should go through this. And then that really dream and that desire of helping other children started then. I'm going to show a quick video, a 4-minute video, and you'll understand a little bit of why I got into this, and then we'll continue. Please go back. Do you look, I forgot to mention that I had a video. Located in the middle of sub-Saharan Africa, Rwanda is often called the land of 1,000 hills. It has been known for its natural beauty, rich culture, and breathtaking people. Unfortunately, these qualities have been overshadowed by a recent and horrific past. In 1994, there was a genocide in Rwanda. It was reported that almost 1 million people were killed. Given what has happened in Rwanda, this has awakened a passion inside me that I've had since I was a child. And I have gathered a number of people to help me pursue my childhood dream. And we are building a children's village in Rwanda called Nibakure Children's Village. In 1994, many children of Rwanda became orphans, the living victims of the genocide. Today, these orphans are being joined by a new generation of orphans due to rapes and mass displacement when HIV and AIDS spread dramatically. The orphans of Rwanda have enormous unmet home care and education needs. These children live a life characterized by uncertainty, fear, and loneliness. They simply don't have the support and resources they need to do more than merely survive. The government and the people of Rwanda are attempting to address this issue, but the needs are overwhelming.
Many of these children live on the streets. Some of them sleep in garbage dumps, and they don't attend school because they don't have means to go to school, buying uniforms, buying books, and all the basic things we take for granted in this country.
Nibakure Children's Village has partnered with Hope College in Michigan, Siegel Family Foundation, and numerous other individual donors. With these partnerships, we've been able to raise funds to start construction of Nibakure Children's Village in May of 2009. Nibakure has also received financial support from the Rural International to raise the water storage system, similar to the one you see on this picture. But we have also received support from individual rural clubs in the US and in Rwanda. Nibakure Children's Village plans to have a total of 150 children. These children will be raised by widows. There will be 15 homes, 10 children and 2 mothers in each home. The plan is to also have an elementary and secondary school, 2 vocational schools, a community clinic, a multi-purpose auditorium, a house of worship, a guest house, a soccer field, basketball and volleyball courts, a farmland to grow chickens and goats, and an orchard. The produce will be coming back to the village to feed the children and also to be sold in the surrounding communities. We recently took a team of 13 people from Scotland who got involved in the construction of the first phase of the village, and that made a huge difference. We need many more volunteers who will get involved in the construction and in the running of the village in the years to come. We still need much more financial support to complete the construction of the village and for the day-to-day operation. Please consider supporting us in any way possible. If people need more information, they can go to our website, which is www.nibakure.org, and we thank you for your support. One thing that was not mentioned on the video, it's an old video, we are trying to update it, is that the site or the land was donated by the Rwandan government. We have a 23-acre land that was donated, and we are very grateful about that. And as you can see, it's a big project. If you follow the video, there will be schools and a clinic and multi-purpose rooms. So this is a big animal, to bite. So we have to take it in small chunks. And we are planning to do this in 4 or 5 phases. So we are just finished with the first phase, which I'm going to talk about. So as I just said, where are we today? That's what I'm going to show you when I try to turn this over. We just finished the construction of the first 3 homes. If you followed on the video, these homes are going to be in clusters of 3. Each cluster will have 3 homes, and our plan is to build 15 children homes, other than other buildings of the schools and the clinic. Those are separate. So right now we just finished 3 homes, and if I can use the mouse, this is one house. And this is a middle house, and this, the balustrade that you see here, is a 3rd house. And the one house is a girl's house, the middle house is for the boys, and we just hired an assistant director, or our representative in Rwanda, who lives in the 3rd house, he and his wife and his family. Now it's not moving. Thank you so much. Okay, technical problems. So here is just to show you a house, what it looks like close up. And we've had also Villanova University that went last year, and they funded the gazebo that you saw finished already here. It was last year when it was just starting to be built. And they went and they built the gazebo itself, and they brought the money to fund the whole project, that small project. And here is, again, Villanova University building, getting involved in the construction. The gentleman with a wheelbarrow is a faculty member, and the students who are also in the construction. And this is the gazebo, what it looks like today. Again, it's a great place to hang out. The kids love to hang out there. We do all kinds of things in this little gazebo. And we are grateful for Villanova University. Then we talked about Rock Hill Church from Edinburgh, Scotland, and they've partnered with us for the next 5 years. They are in their 3rd year. So every year they go and they do some work with us. They do anything we want them to do, any task or assignment. Here they were again involved in the construction. And we have also people from Belgium. These 3, they come and they do all kinds of things, and they also funded furniture for the village. Here they were involved in the construction again last year. Here again, it's what the houses look like today, and we have children and we have people living in the homes. This is the girls' house, and these are the girls living in front of their house with the mamas. If you remember on the video, we said that the children will be raised by widows. And if I can use the mouse, this is the mama, the mama, and this is the auntie, this woman here. And this woman is part of the group from Scotland. She was there just a month ago. And this is the boys' house with their mama, and their auntie in the background. You can see them. And this is our assistant director, the one in a tie, and the gentleman next to him is our driver. So we have staff now, and they'll start operations. And here we are all in the gazebo taking a picture, and all of us managed to start living in the homes. Even volunteers who go, they stay on site. We have one side of the homes where the volunteers can stay instead of going to hotels, so they can be right there with the children. And here's a picture of our first residents before we took them into the village. And this is what they look like, very poor. And these children, they never went to school, and they used to go fetch water very, very far with the woman who was taking care of them. They don't know who their mother is. So we took them in because they were almost going to die because they were very sick. And that was before. And there is after. And the little boy in the orange with a little ball in his hands, he had never seen a ball in his life. So for him, it's just he loves to play. He spends the day playing ball. He said that's what he likes to do. So his life has changed. And here again, I like to show the before and after. This girl here, this was before, and here she's here now. She has a friend, and they both live in the village. And these are the Belgians shared with you that they funded the furniture. So here it was last year before we even got everything in the home. They were sitting on the furniture without pillows, and they were just enjoying the furniture they had purchased for us. And this is what the homes look like now today with the children living on. These are tables. They are all eating and having a meal. Now they can have 3 meals a day instead of having 1 meal a week. So they are really happy, and they can eat a lot because they feel like there will never be enough food because they were never used to having so much food in their lives. It's the same. We were all having lunch together. And these are again part of the furniture that the Belgians donated. And if you look at the beds, they are blankets that were donated by a young girl, 11-year-old girl from the US, who makes blankets, and she distributes them through Rotary to orphanages around the world. I can't remember where she's located, but she sent us 40 blankets, and they make sure that they ship everything to the person who needs those blankets. So it's a huge help, and they are really, really nice blankets. And the mosquito nets, because of malaria, in Africa, and Rotary is fighting that, is fighting malaria, and that was a donation from the Red Cross. So now, to share with you, since I'm here as I'm a Rotarian, I want to share with you what Rotary has done for us. 2 years ago, we applied for a grant for the water storage first. And we got the grant, and then they told us, well, do you need water? So you should apply also for water supply. So we applied for the water grant, and we got both grants, and the total was $55,000. And here is our Rotarians who came to see where the water supply, the water storage was going to be built. And the funny thing is, the person who built it is a Rotarian as well, from Rwanda. And here they are digging, it's a big hole, for the underground tank. And it can hold, I think, 10,000 gallons of water. So it's a big, what they did is prepare enough water until, when the village is completed, we won't need to build any more tanks. So this will feed the whole village once it's done. So now we have the tank, but the problem we have, because we have only 3 homes, there's too much pressure, so the pipes are bursting because of the pressure, because we don't have enough buildings to feed, to get that water into them. So here there was Seagull Family Foundation and Rotary that really funded this water storage. And you can see the underground tank on the ground. You can see it right there. That's it's a big tank. Here it's again, if the picture is not here, but you can see the underground tank again there. And we have also small tanks behind each home because if we don't have enough water, city water, then we can catch the rainwater, and those are the rainwater tanks. And then Rotary again, we on August 21st, I just came back from Rwanda, by the way, 3 weeks ago, where I spent 2 months. So on August 21st, we had a small event to launch the operations, to tell people, here we are, we have children in the village, and we just want to introduce the children to you. And most of the attendees were Rotarians from Rwanda, all the Rotary clubs in Rwanda. It's the only fun I have when I go to Rwanda. I attend all Rotary meetings. So most of the attendees here are Rotarians. And the other thing that happened is that if you see we are walking toward the people who came to the event, there's gravel on the ground. And before the event, it was muddy. And I said, we cannot invite people to come visit this village with the mud around. So there's this place not too far from our site where there's a construction site where they sell gravel and stones and rocks and sand. So they told me the person who owns it, I didn't know the person. So I said, you look for his number, I'm gonna call this person and beg him to let us buy for a small price. So I called him, and I've never met the gentleman. And he said, what do you need? I told him that we need gravel, we need stone, and we need sand. He said, okay, go to the site, and when you get to the site, let me talk to one of my guys. I go there, and he said, okay, give the lady whatever she wants. And I didn't know him. So when I went to the Rotary meeting the following week, I bragged about that. And when I said the name of the person, he was a Rotarian. And he donated the gravel, 4 trucks of gravel, 2 trucks of stones, and 4 trucks of sand. So I was nicely surprised that he was a Rotarian. So Rotary has really come in big time for us. So here again, I wanted to show you what it looks like with the gravel that the gentleman donated. And he came to visit the village to see where his money went, which is good. So, and here was the vice mayor speaking that day. For the event. And then we're introducing the children. We have 8 boys and 8 girls. Again, we are introducing the children. And the clothes the children are wearing here, the uniform, it came from Scotland. The church donated all the clothes for the girls and all the clothes for the boys. And the t-shirts also came from Scotland with our logo. We didn't want to spend money because we don't have money to spend on clothing. And this woman brought these t-shirts without us knowing, and it was a great donation. So we were proud to wear those at that event. So what's next, the people may wonder. We are in great need of a minivan or minibus to transport the children. Right now we have a small car that we are renting, and we have to do trips back and forth, transporting the children. And the next phase is to build also the school. The government is insisting that we build the school because education is really needed in Rwanda. And then elementary school, and then a guest house, which can be part of the sustainability program, because we want to be able to sustain ourselves at some point. And the orchard is part of the chicken coops, the greenhouses, and the clinic is all part of the sustainability program. And so on November 5th, we are having a fundraiser in Minneapolis. If you find yourself in Minneapolis, you are welcome, and you can be my guest at my table, and I will be happy to host you. And as Margaret Mead said one time, she said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And we know that as Rotarians, we do that so much. So we would like to thank Rotary for what they have done, and they continue to help. A lot of our members from our club, they are individual donors as well. So I want to thank you, and if you need more information, we distributed some brochures on the tables and my business cards. And if you are interested in going to Rwanda, see me, and I'll be happy to take you. I take groups there to Rwanda to do work for us. Thank you very much.
Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask Florian?
Yes, I got a question. I noticed that all the excavating that I saw in pictures was done by shovels and hand. Is that how everything was done in that area?
Everything is manual. Yes, mostly.
Do you have 10,000 gallon hole?
Oh yes, yes, it was done by hand. Yeah, and labor is very cheap, but if you use machines, then it's very expensive, and people need work, so you try to use the local people to just give them money here and there so they can survive. Yes, yes, sir.
What would one of those homes cost?
It's about 45,000 or 50 with everything in it. Furniture, mattresses, everything. Thank you. Yes.
How often do you go over there?
I've been going 4 times a year. I'm hoping that it will go down because it's extremely exhausting. And now that we have staff on the ground, I'm hoping that it will slowly will go down. Yes. Yes.
With so many children in need, how do you select, or do children get chosen to live there?
Very good question. We work with the district, with the government. The government knows where the children in need, where they are. So we go to them and they have a list. And they tell us we can choose from which area we want the children. And we make sure we go to visit the children and see the condition they are in and decide which ones we take first. But the issue is now that we only have 3 homes. People come to the gate and they bring children. They said, we heard you are taking orphans. We have this. Can you take them? So it's heartbreaking, and no, we can't. You have to go with some of the districts. So it's a heartbreaking thing that you have to do, but you have no choice. Yes, sir.
Where do you house the people that come down and help?
I'm sorry?
Where do you put the people that come down and help?
The homes that we have, they are built in a way that they have 2 sections. One side has bunk beds for, they are built all as children's homes. So they are 4 beds and 4 beds in one side and with bathrooms. And the director's house, he stays on one side of the house, and the other side for now is for the volunteers. But we are planning to build a guest house, hopefully next year, so they can stay in the guest house. So you are welcome to come to one. I'll be happy to take you. Yes. And we take students too, by the way. So there are a lot of colleges and high schoolers who are interested in going to Rwanda. And River Falls High School has donated tons of stuff. Shoes, mostly all the shoes that children are wearing came from River Falls High School. Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of help do you get from the government to help you doing this great, wonderful project?
Other than the land, not much. Oh. Not much. They don't have enough funding themselves to help us in other ways. Yes.
What is being done to prevent this orphan problem? Has the government made any strides in that direction?
Yes, actually I have heard that now they are closing some of the orphanages. They are encouraging people to take, extended families to take these orphans. But the problem they run into is that these orphans, when they take them to extended families, they use them as household help. So they abuse them and they end up becoming like slaves in the family, in wherever they take them. And then the children really end up living a miserable life. but they are closing some of the orphanages.
But that's still part of my question, is what are they doing to avoid making slaves out of these kids?
Because the other thing they are doing is encouraging people to use contraceptives so they don't have children left and right, because most of the time it's young women who are having these children because they, unfortunately, they prostitute themselves so they can have ways to survive. So they're encouraging people not to do that, and it's a big issue. It's a big issue. And there is so much AIDS too. The parents are dying from AIDS and then they leave their children behind. If you have more questions, please.
Just a word to, poor Michelle's going to be here by herself the next 2 weeks. I'm taking off for Aruba for 2 weeks, so please be nice to her.